appeared on the Stephen Colbert Show to promote his book, A Case for Climate Engineering. What was revealed may be the most critical information about covert geoengineering practices than ever admitted to the public.
You could actually spray sulfuric acid in the stratosphere 20 kilometers over our head and use that to stop the planet warming up. And it kind of ugly tech things.
You could spray something into the atmosphere to change.
Spray pollution into the atmosphere to stop it warming.
How do you do this?
You'd start with a fleet of modified business jets and say 20,000 tons of sulfuric acid into the stratosphere every year. And each year you have to put a little more. And this doesn't, in the long run, mean that you can forget about cutting emissions. We will need to rein in emissions.
No, we'll get to it eventually. But in the meantime, we're shrouding the earth in sulfuric acid.
So people are terrified about talking about this because they're scared that it will prevent us cutting emissions.
Right, and also that it's sulfuric acid.
We put 50 million tons of sulfuric acid in the air now as pollution, and it kills 1 million people a year worldwide.
Okay, but it'll be better if we put more in.
We're talking about 1% of that.
1% more, we're just killing 10,000 more people.
You can do math.
What happens to the sulfuric acid after it's sprayed? Does it just stay up there?
No, it rains down, but it's a tiny addition of what we're already doing.
Is there any possible way this could come back to bite us in the end?
It actually turns out to be an old idea. This was known since President Johnson.
You ever look at those planes up there? They have contrails behind them. Maybe all those planes with the contrails, maybe they're actually spraying chemicals into the atmosphere right now, and Uncle Sam isn't telling us.
Seems extremely unlikely.
That the United States is not telling something to its citizens? That seems extremely likely to me. Read the newspaper. I think they might have your idea already.
So, this world-renowned climatologist says, if we can just inject a little more sulfuric acid and metal nanoparticulates into the stratosphere, we can effectively reflect the sun's heat, even if it kills tens of thousands of people, so that we can buy time and eventually get around to decreasing our reliance on polluting fossil fuels. If you were given a choice, would you give a thumbs up for willingly adding these toxins to your respiration, soil, food, and water supply? To allow BP, Exxon, Chevron, and the rest to have a few more decades exercising optimal power and profit? We'll tell you more
green
about
energy,
the effects of those
very
metal
free and
nanoparticulates on humans
and cheap,
and on the planet.
just because the oil company doesn't want more
how the
benefit.
geoengineering proponents emphasize that SAI is being considered for use in the future.
Do you
We
believe me
just
now,
heard a
brother?
40-year-old news clip saying it was working. So why are we continually told it's being researched as a potential solution when the evidence shows it's happening right now? Propaganda mastermind Joseph Goebbels of the Nazi Party said,